Hello, everybody. You're with Tom and Fern. I'm Tom.
I'm Fern.
And with us today is local boy made very, very good, Keith DuBose. Keith, welcome with us.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug.
We've been out for a couple weeks. I took a little vacation and.
Well, why don't we tell what you really did? You're trying to pitch this show up at NBC, CBS, and they all said the same thing. You have a face for radio.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So and that makes your face.
Makes your mug unwatchable.
All right, so let's just get right down to brass tacks here. So we're going to walk you through the Keith DuBose history.
All right.
Grew up in Sarasota.
Yes, that's right.
We don't know the rest of it.
That's right. I thought you had the history all done. Usually with you, you have your homework done. So I figured I was just going to say yes, yes, yes after it was all said and done.
All right. Ringling Redskins, were you? Did you play for the
Yes, played Ringling Redskins and had a brief stint at basketball at McIntosh Middle School. And I'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Then we went on to Booker High School. I played for 4 years at Booker High School and then went on to Duke.
Yeah, played quarterback at Booker, yeah?
Played quarterback, ran a veer offense under Don Congdon. Don Renaud was the head coach, but Don Congdon was the offensive coordinator, and he was a big veer guy. So I ran a veer option offense and was recruited out of high school at different positions, quarterback, receiver, defensive back, and a lot of positions just as an athlete. So that's kind of what I did.
Yeah.
You talk about the DuBose sport family tree in this area. Talk about all the DuBoses that you're related to.
Sure. Well, my brother Ernie kind of set the trend at Sarasota High School. And he was a tank, from what I understand, as a running back. He went on to the University of Tampa and played with Freddie Solomon and John Matuzak and there was another Myron Davis who also went to Sarasota.
And Leon McCray later.
Leon McCray, I think, was there as well. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, Leon McCray was there. So they had a great team there at Tampa. And,
I tell you what, I used to love the the Spartans highlight show on Sunday morning. Was like absolutely the best.
Oh, really?
That was so cool. You were probably still watching cartoons.
I was watching. Yeah, I was definitely watching cartoons.
You're dating yourself.
All right. Yeah. All right. So there was Ernie, and then another brother.
Then Jimmy, which is Ernie's oldest brother, and then I have a sister who really wasn't athletically inclined, at least as far as I know. And then Jimmy came along, and he played Ringling Redskins and Sarasota High School, and under Coach Cleveland, who was a coach there at Sarasota High School, and went to University of Florida, played running back there, and was the rushing king for a while there until another guy named, I think his name was Emmett Smith or something like that. Yeah, I think he came along and broke some records. So.
Gators running the wishbone then, right?
They were running a bone offense. They had he played a true fullback. Yeah. He was there with Derek and Don Gaffney and Tony Green and Wes Chandler. I think Collinsworth was later. He wasn't there with Chris Collinsworth. But those are the guys that was there with him, and I'm trying to think if he was there after. Yeah, he was there after Willie Jackson, so he played there with Florida until he was drafted, the #2 pick for the Bucks.
What year was that? He played under McKay under some of the bad years.
He was the first. He was at first team. He was the second ever pick after Leroy Selman, and played with the Popsicle Buck uniforms. Right. I remember my first Christmas present from my brother, which was a Tampa Bay Buccaneer bicycle. So
oh, man.
The wheels were flat.
Yeah, it didn't run very well.
Man,
we got more yards out of that than the offense did. So
3 yards of a pump.
All right, so your first year at Duke was somebody's last year, right?
Coach Spurrier.
Coach Steve Spurrier. A lot of people won't remember that or didn't know it. He coached at Duke and actually resurrected the program?
Yeah, I mean, we actually, my first year, we won the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship there. Went to first bowl game, and I forgot how many years it was since our last bowl appearance before that year, and went to All-American Bowl. Didn't fare too well there. I think we were still basking in the glory of actually being there. But Coach Spurrier let us know that that would be his last hoorah at Duke, and he left for greener pastures at Florida. I think he had a little bit of success there at Florida.
Was he the Spurrier that we all know, the old ball coach? Did he have the visor? Did he run like a fun and gun sort of attack or something else?
He did. I mean, he was Coach Spurrier. He was visor throwing Spurrier. He was joke cracking Spurrier, and he would have all kind of stories.
That's pretty good.
He'd have all kind of stories and things like that he would tell, and not your fault. It's my fault for having you in the game. My fault for having you in the game. So he was a character and good coach to play with, and he called plays. At our stadium at Duke, we didn't have the stand, the fans in the stand that he would, at least now at Duke even, but at most college stadiums. So he was able to actually call the signals from the play, and it'd be amazing to just kind of watch him. Dave Brown was our quarterback, Billy Ray, and then Dave Brown, who went in the supplemental draft to the Giants for a little while. But he would say, "Brownie, hit Z on the post, hit Z on the post." You'd hear him yelling from the sideline, and he had a way of just looking at defenses and being able to figure out who was going to be open at any given time. It was truly amazing.
Yeah, I think he has a high profile. Everybody knows how good he was. I think when we tell the history of Spurrier, people will go, "Wow, he was better than we thought he was."
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, because that guy revolutionized the SEC, pretty particular.
Now, did you have any pro aspirations, or did you know early on that pretty much college was going to be the end of your athletic line there?
I did want to play pro ball. I actually had a couple workouts that didn't work out. I had an opportunity to play, and it didn't pan out. I didn't make the squad, and fortunately for me, I realized that hey, I gave it a shot, and it wasn't the life that was for me, and I kind of cut it. I didn't keep going bouncing from team to team, tryout to tryout. And decided I was going to go to law school. So.
Well, it doesn't hurt, like if you're smart enough to get into Duke and you actually have a degree to Duke, like as opposed to Wisconsin Stevens Point. Like me, like my school has a hyphen in its name. It's all it's trouble. So yeah, you graduated from Duke. You went to UF Law.
Yes.
And then you came back home to practice as a lawyer, and you'll owe us $5, but you're with the Matthews Eastmore firm. And so tell us about kind of just what you do in general around town and in your life.
Oh man, I practice here in the area of personal injury and medical negligence, and our firm also represents the school board for Sarasota County, and so I do that. That's my day job, and afterwards I coach youth football or basketball, depending on what sport my kids are playing. I've coached soccer. On occasion, I did that.
What do you know about soccer?
I know that I played soccer up until high school. I was playing 3 sports: football, baseball, and soccer. My mom and dad made me choose 2 sports because they wouldn't let me play more than 2 sports. They didn't want my grades to suffer, and I opted not to play soccer and play baseball and football. So I know a little bit about soccer, so I coach youth sports, and I talk at different schools. I'm on different boards around town. Unfortunately, being here in Sarasota, I have a lot of opportunities for people to just kind of have me come back and speak and hopefully make a difference in someone's life. So that's every opportunity I get to do that, I try to do that.
We can't let them bypass the Duke play. We talked about it before the show against Miami. What was your reaction, and does something need to be done to rectify a situation like that?
Oh man, I was obviously crushed. I mean, it took us from undefeated at the Coastal Division. We still have our crosstown rival in Carolina, which I'm sure will beat them this weekend, and hopefully it'll alleviate some of the pain of that play, but it was just horrendous. I mean, it's just, human error. You're gonna make some mistakes, but when you make that many mistakes, and it just kind of you leave scratching your head. And as we were talking about instant replay, we're using it now, and I like the game being natural. I'm all for that. So there's a case to be made there. But if we're gonna use instant replay, I think we need to use it, and technology. We need to use it to its fullest extent. So. I just really wish something else could have been done. Obviously, the officials and the replay guy, on-field official and the replay guy, were suspended for 2 games for those calls. So obviously, NCAA saw something there that those guys didn't somehow. So.
Yeah, but in 4 weeks, everything's going to be forgotten. Those guys will be back at work, and that L will still be on your guys' record.
Yeah, it'll still be there. I promise you the guys up in Durham won't be forgetting about it anytime soon.
Let me just ask you 2 things quick about going to Duke. One, is it okay to call you a Dookie?
It's okay to call me a Dookie.
All right. The second is, So what's it like playing football at a basketball school?
Right.
It's it was tough, and I actually roomed with a basketball player when I was there because we had an odd number of football players come in that year, and an odd number of basketball players come in that year, and so Thomas and I roomed together, and it was weird, just you see the basketball players come over, and they'd have to go out and stay their games during the week, so they travel. So during football season he had a dorm room by himself, and during basketball season I had one by myself. But it was always a basketball school, and I think Coach Spurrier realized that. But right now Coach Cutcliffe is doing a tremendous job of changing the mentality and the mindset at Duke, I think, and making football important at that school. I mean, from the athletic program to the facilities that they have there, he's making it important and getting some really good contributions to make that a first-class operation, and it shows. I mean, the class that they're able to recruit, they're getting some good recruits now, and they're making football a priority, and he's doing a lot to try to energize the student body to make football fun. So
now these alumni, I'm sure you donate. Are you like the gold member, or donating to the
well,
school?
I have to talk to the partners at my office about that before I can become a gold member or an Iron Duke, as they call it. I'm not Iron Duke status yet, but I aspire to be.
There's one big jury,
Yeah,
one big jury furthing away, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, Your Honor, if I win this case, I will become an Iron Duke member.
Let's celebrate your importance
Yeah,
to
that's right.
college athletics.
Here are 2 season passes, Judge.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We have to dispense with
we
our
didn't
picks.
give him the
we
games
didn't
to
give him
pick.
the
Well,
heads
maybe
up.
you can just
But he's
right
smart.
top of your head.
But so now we've got to make sure we got to go me, you, and then we'll go.
Okay.
We'll go Keith. All right. And we
Okay.
go in this order.
Right.
Sarasota at Riverview. I'm going to take Sarasota Sailors. Fern.
They have a chance to go 5-5 for the first time in 7 years. I go with the Sailors.
All right.
Got to go with Sarasota Sailors. My nephew Derek DuBose is playing tight end number 15.
That's right.
He's got to go with his family. Sarasota all the way.
Yeah.
All right. My Palmetto Tigers at Charlotte.
Wow, you're going against your boys.
I got to go against my boys for the first time this year. I am reluctantly picking the Tarpons. Fern?
Charlotte, Palmetto is pretty much cashed it in this season.
Yeah. So well, you can
I gotta
take a
go.
pass
I'm
on
gonna
that.
stay with the crowd and go with Charlotte. I think those guys down at Charlotte are doing a stand-up job.
This crowd may not be a wise
Yeah, the bar is like opening up an investigation right now for you coming on here. South Florida at East Carolina. I'm actually going to take South Florida.
So am I. I kind of like what Taggart is doing, turning it around slowly.
Man, this is not any fun at all. We gotta
right.
have some disagreement here. I'm gonna go ahead and go with South Florida as well.
All right, FSU at Clemson. I'm taking the orange and purple Tigers in Death Valley.
Same here. Ditto.
Hey, I went to Duke. I went to Florida. What else did I say? I gotta be Clemson. I have to take Clemson over Florida State.
All right, the Packers at the Panthers. I'm going to take Green Bay. They're not going to lose twice in a row.
They're going to bounce back. I don't think Charlotte, Carolina's an undefeated team. Perfect team.
I'm gonna go with Carolina. I'll say Cam Newton's gonna carry today. Hate to go against my hometown guy Sam Shields. I think Carolina's gonna run that game.
All right, and finally, the Giants of New York at the Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks at home, boys and girls.
If the Giants make 5 turnovers, I'll take the Bucks, but I'm going with the Giants in this one.
I got to go with the G-men on that one. Sorry for the hometown Bucks.
Yeah, that's all right.
What's our record this year? We were like 5-2.
I'm
or
winning.
5?
Yeah, I'm winning.
Yeah, you're winning.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's edit that out, please.
I'm not winning. All right, Mr. DuBose, we hope we haven't
man,
ruined
it's
your
been a pleasure.
reputation.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
We
guys,
enjoyed
for
it.
having me. It's been a
All
pleasure.
right, thanks for joining us, everybody. You've been with Tom and Fern and Keith DuBose. See ya.